Good morning, Panther fans. I forgot the banner again. Stu and I keep talking before the show starts, and I keep forgetting the damn banners. Jeez. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna edit the banner and let Stu talk.
we're
That's
trying to figure out a way to do that skit again without the Barkov bumblehead.
I'm gonna edit the banner. Stu, go ahead.
I
It's
want to
great
address. I
because
want to address something to everybody here on the podcast, on the stream, blah blah blah. So Eric's put out a couple of what I consider satirical videos. Let's just say when I joined the channel, one of the things that attracted me, and I'll call them Jaws. Everybody calls him Jaws. I'm the only one that calls him Eric. So anyway, so he put out a couple of videos, and although not my favorite, they were the puppets and the voices and stuff. So let's put it this way. We do this game review. Eric does his recaps, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you got to mix it up and make the show funny and
exactly.
make it different.
And
You know,
decapitate Barkov.
what's that?
And decapitate Barkov.
And decapitate. So, Eric and I have a lot of fun together doing this thing. Got over 7,000 subscribers now. Eric's worked hard on building this channel. Hopefully, I've helped contribute.
Amen.
We are Flying Fluffy Hockey, the number one Panther podcast in the world. Where else are you going to get daily Panther news, specifically about the Panthers? Where else are you going to get the special guests that we've brought on? Nowhere. So, addressing the videos that Eric put out and the hypotheticals, just remember something, folks. Eric predicted verbatim the trade. Okay? So whatever he's throwing out there now, some people get offended about, number 5, who we both like.
Right.
But from a strictly mathematical cap restraint point of view, I'm in total agreement. There's no way we can sign these guys without having somebody be sacrificed.
Right.
Unfortunately, that somebody is who.
Right.
So let me just say, for those that don't like what Eric puts out, hey, there's other channels. You're not going to find one as good as this one, but hey, there's always going to be somebody sitting in their basement typing away on their computer. That's the beauty of the internet. You could be anonymous or whatever, but as long as your comments are respectful, fire away. You don't like what I say? Tell me. You don't like what Eric says? Tell me. But in no way are we bashing. We might have, like with the game reviews, if I see somebody make a dumb mistake like Kevin Stenlin did, okay, instead of throwing it off the boards, he tries to do a Mackenzie Weegar and loses the puck, and boom, it's in the net. So we call it like we see it, and that's it. You don't like it? Sorry.
Well,
leave a comment.
And the thing about Ekblad, he's one of those guys that if I'm critical of him, I get told that I'm bashing him. But if I praise the dude, I'll get comments, "Are you crazy, man? Are you even watching Ekblad? He's so slow." And I'm just like, whatever, man. You know what I mean? I get it. He's a fan.
At one point, Eric Ekblad was my favorite player. Is the only before the Kachuk jersey. He was the only in 30 years. He was the only jersey I ever got with a player's name on it. However, he's not a superstar player. I'm sorry. And for people to say he's our best defenseman, I don't know what game you're watching, because Gustav Forsling is our number one defenseman, hands down.
Last thing I'll say about it before we move on to the game is, if somebody has a question about how I actually feel about Ekblad, I refer you to the video that I made. Ain't nobody made no video like that, I think, ever in terms of sports. And it was when he had the concussion, and then he was out, and the news came at that he was going to come back, and I went that afternoon and made a video begging him, please, kid, we all love you, we don't want you to get another concussion, don't come back, it's too soon, it's too soon. What happened? Another concussion, out the rest of the time.
Yep.
So um if you want to have a discussion about how I feel about Ekblad, I'll put my money where my mouth is, because I don't think you have any other creator who's made a video begging a guy 3 hours before a game not to go on the ice. And with that,
Right.
we'll get into the review for last night's Dolphins game, because it's Monday, so the Dolphins played yesterday. I guess by the score 4-3, that must mean 28-21 Dolphins. We get the win. And we're not in second place. We're actually in first. They have the standings wrong for the Panthers. They got us in second. I'm confused. So go ahead, Stu.
As far as the game review?
Yeah. Shut me up already. I would just like to point out that Billy Lindsay is still one piece here, though. That I would.
Hey, Billy, what did you think of the game? Anyway, listen. We played a good 40 minutes in the game that we lost to Chicago. We just, the alarm never went off. So we were like half sleeping, By the time we woke up, the game was over. Stolars had a terrible game. Anyway, what did I think about the game? Well, I thought we played another solid game. We've been consistent, and that's the key word right there. And all the 4 in a row. We didn't hit 4 in a row till almost the end of the season.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many points we've picked up, since that. Oh, we're 9. What is it? 9-2-1.
9-2-1 since those first 2 games.
Yeah, not too shabby, guys.
No, that's like a freaking. Jeez, let's see. That's 8. That's 18, 19. I mean, that's like a 140-point pace or some crazy thing like that.
Well, I'm still looking at 104 as my prediction.
Yeah.
But again, we're doing that without Montour and Ekblad.
Right.
So getting Sam Bennett back was a total shock to me. I really thought the kid was going to be out at least a month. So it was good to see him. And, the big winner in his comeback is Kachuk.
Yeah.
He just seems to be, he comes alive when Bennett's playing with him.
Right.
A lot more hustle, making smart plays, scored a goal.
Yep. And I got something on that. First of all, we got Dylan in the chat. True's in the chat. Thanks, guys. Dylan says the building was rocking yesterday. Stu's right about the energy. The fan base definitely changed for the better. And the thing about, I've noticed this multiple times now. I'm not reading anything into it, but I'm noticing that I'm seeing like the goal, one of Reinhardt's goals was Kachuk near the blue line, taking the shot for Reinhardt to deflect it instead of Chucky in front of the net. And I just wonder how much of that is purposeful, like Chucky's still not wanting to really get in front of the net and get banged around, so Reinhardt's doing it, and that's a whole nother story with Reinhardt. But
right, and Reinhardt's our Joe Pavelski. Right. The guy has so many goals that we've seen where he's tipped it in with his hand-eye coordination. Nobody's better on the team than him.
Yeah.
So that's where he should be on the power play.
Right.
The only problem with the power play is they need to shoot more and give him opportunities to tip it in. I'd love to see a double-barrel shotgun in front with Kachuk there also, instead of behind the net. I've said it before. So, anyway, good game. Defense, I thought, was solid. Bob, I don't think Bob was tested as much as he has been in other games.
No.
And like I said, the one big F up for me was the Stenlin stupid,
Yeah.
it's an easy 1 minute left in the period. You're banging off the boards and you get it out of the zone.
Right. Right. Right.
So,
Especially when that kid's hovering around. I mean, it like in one movement with the stick, he took it from Stenlin and flipped it. I mean, it was, and Bob's
that
just like, wait, I mean, Bob, what? Where's the what? Huh? Bob
yeah,
didn't even know.
and he roofed it,
Yeah.
which is like the only play. And that, again, how many times am I going to say that one? Most shots that are going for those top corners go in because these guys practice that
Right.
day in and day out. So big 2 points. Those are the games. Like we're going into San Jose tomorrow. Those are the 2 points you should get,
Yeah. No, you
as
have to.
opposed to going into LA, which in my mind is the number 2 team in the West after Vegas.
Right.
Some people argue other teams, but I'm kind of partial to the Kings because that's Brian's
Yeah. Yeah.
team,
Yeah.
other than the Panthers. But what's more important right now is we're picking up points. We're just putting it in the bank, and I'm pleased. Beyond,
I don't want to say I'm happy because as soon as I say I'm happy, they're going to lose games. So I'm going to find something to be concerned about, which is, I mean, I'm joking, but can we just put Ekblad in Cousins' spot and Montour? I mean, can we just make those guys forwards? Because I hate to break up the defense right now. I mean, Balinskis and Mahura apparently are the 10th rated pair in the NHL.
that
And those
boggles.
are the guys going off the ice.
Yeah, that boggles my mind. But statistics don't lie.
No, I know, and after yesterday, you ain't never taken Kulikov off the ice because I was screaming after Bedard's second goal. I'm on the stream and I'm like, well, somebody hit him. I don't want to call them names, but boy, you just want to say it. But I'm like, well, somebody hit Bedard when he's got the puck, and sure enough, a minute later, Kulikov levels the dude, and it ended up winning the game for us in the sense that not only we blew the 4-minute power play, but they went after Kulikov again to start the third period, and that's the power play goal that won the game. So I don't know how that's all going to work out. I'm not going to try and figure it out because there's cap issues from how many guys can we have, and do we have to waive somebody, and are we going to lose somebody? And so
that was a Gudis hit. Oh man, that was
it was
it
beautiful.
was that he got his bell clocked. I mean his bell rung.
Yep.
But yeah, Kulikov is since that game that I called him out because he wasn't playing good in the first couple of games, he's now settled in. So again, for those that missed the last video or the video before, here's the way I see it when Montour and Ekblad come back. And I still think they're coming back at the same time.
Right.
In spite of what we've been hearing. It's going to be either Forsling and Ekblad, Forsling and Montour, or they're going to keep it Forsling and Ekman Larson and put Ekblad and Montour together. And then Kulikov and Makula.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that 10th top defensive pair of
I know, right?
Mahura and Balinkas, they're going to be the odd man out.
Those two guys got to be like, what do we got to do to stay on the ice, right? It's just, and Balinska, since he came back, he definitely has been playing like he doesn't want to get taken off. But I mean, I guess we could run 4 pairs and just have no fourth line. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's a good problem to have.
Yep,
right?
absolutely.
But the thing is, it's just like, I love that we're getting those guys back, but how much better can the defense really play? You know. So it's just like, all right.
Well, that's why I call Zito the magician. How him, and got to give credit to his staff too.
Yeah.
These scouts and whatnot that go all over the country and go overseas and just find guys. Belinkus,
Yeah.
you never heard of that guy before?
No, well, this is his first. He was overseas.
Overseas.
Right. So I have a feeling the way it might have to go, I might actually get my joke wish there, because I have a feeling the way it might end up going is to stay with the cap. We might have to keep Mahura, have like 7 and 8D on the roster, but then have no 13th forward on the roster. So
Yeah.
then if we were short a guy, Mahura or Balinskis would have to play forward for a game. So if that happens, you heard it here first. I could be totally wrong too. So there's that.
Well, somebody help me out with the numbers. Chris Greger. He's always good with the numbers.
Yeah, you got to get you need a slide rule to figure that
when
shit out.
Ekblad comes back, not so much Montour, but when Ekblad comes back with his 7.5, how do we fit everybody in cap wise?
Well, we'll have it's just a matter of how many reserves can we have up. We've got room for the roster. It's just a matter of how many reserves we can have up, and then of course it will get complicated. That's why Stolars is so important, because right now I think we're getting 1.3 million in cap relief because Spencer's in the AHL. So if you bring him up, that goes away. So I've looked at it and it made me blind. So I figured the safe bet is just when it happens, then I'll report it, because to try to figure out what they're going to do, that's Bill's job. In fact, that might be a good video. Bill trying to figure. But I got to get a slide rule though.
Well, you keep making those videos. Don't worry about what people say. That's what makes this channel unique.
Right.
We have a quasi comedian running the channel. I'm worried about somebody having to go on waivers and getting claimed.
That's my concern. Now, a couple of comments here. Dylan, they're talking about Bedard. Says, kid's got a wicked release. Glad Kulikov introduced him to the league. True says, Bedard's a big embellisher. I'd pay to see the other side of that hit. Yeah. Everybody was happy. Let's put it that way. Except for the Blackhawks.
I want to point something out with this kid.
Yeah.
So he's a smart player.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
He got away with.
Yep. Holding the
whoever, and then I don't know who got the penalty the second time. Was it Kulikov? I don't know. But when he feels that he feels that stick, he's holding that stick away from the ref, doesn't see that, and automatically it's a hook. So I guess if he's smart enough to do it and get away with it, he's going to continue to do it. The refs got to call him. They got to call him out on that.
Yeah, I was when the original Kulikov hits him, and then we see the guy go after Kulikov, but the referee's coming in with his arm already raised, and then they go to commercial. So for the commercial, I'm screaming, that better not be on Kulikov, because you're thinking they're gonna give Bedard the special treatment and get Kulikov for boarding or something. So when we came back and we had the 4 minutes, I was extremely pleasantly surprised that that's how they handled it.
I texted you right away that should have been 2 for the hook, Foligno hooking him, and then Foligno punching him in the head when he was down.
Yeah.
So, but what did we do with it?
Exactly. Well, the 4 minutes we didn't. That's what was surprising, is that they kind of lost their discipline a little bit there. I mean, because they took the 4 minutes, they killed it off, and then they still, I forget who it was, somebody still went after Kulikov in that third period, and it cost them the game. At least it cost them, it would have been tied anyway. Maybe they don't win.
10 seconds into the power play.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show you, if they have a purpose and have something set up, I mean, obviously the best scenario is what happened, which was a rebound, but more importantly, Reinhardt got it over to Verhaeghe like that, and it was in the net, because good goal scorers know how to bury it.
Yeah.
As opposed to a guy by the name of Lundell.
Hey, now, come on now, dude. Don't start with Lundell. All
Yeah.
right. All right.
Lundell has
Hey,
missed.
all I'm going to say about Lundell is everybody who's complaining about Lundell said the exact same thing about Tippett, while I was saying the same thing about Tippett that I'm saying about Lundell. That's
Yeah,
all I'm going
no,
to say.
I agree
I
with
know.
you.
I know.
He's not going anywhere.
Look, and the other part to that is even if we did, even if people say, "Oh, give up on him," even if you did, we don't have any cap space to sign anybody but a replacement level player anyway. So
Correct.
it would just be. It's not like we're going to replace him with Jared frickin' McCann. We don't have any money, so he's excellent on defense. If the goals never come after his bridge deal, another couple, 2, 3 years, 25 years old, he's still then okay, you've given the kid like 5 years. All right. But at this point, no, not yet.
I just wish.
For my mental health, because if I gotta watch another one of our top draft picks be given up on and given away and go get 30, 40, don't forget Jared McCann. This goal goes all the way back to Jared McCann when that's where we got Gabranson, remember? And we
Yep.
got McCann for Gabranson, and then
Yep.
we gave him away, and he's 40 goal scorer. So my
Well,
mental health can't handle it anymore.
patience, but
Yeah.
there's another player that didn't produce for us. So many players I could name that did nothing for us or we gave away. What about Ray Whitney? What about Stu Barnes?
Don't say that. It's
What
too early
about
in the morning for
what
that
about this guy? Dan Boyle
shit.
goes to Tampa.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just wild that nobody predicted the Panthers, to be in a position where they are now. In fact, a lot of those pundits didn't even have the Panthers making the playoffs.
Nope.
I still think that at the end of the day, we're going to be in the top three. Maybe even in second place.
We are in second place.
No, I mean at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah.
So
no, I mean we're
we're one of those teams that I'm not going to say we have Boston's number, but we're one of those teams that are not afraid of the Bruins.
Let's put it this way.
And can beat them.
I don't know any Bruins fans that want a rematch.
Nope.
We'll put it that way.
Again, we were up 2-0 in Boston, and can never count the Bruins out. But
right,
head to head in the series, now we're in their head.
No. So let's talk about this upcoming road trip. So apparently we're gonna get Stolars tomorrow, San Jose. Fine. Okay. We knew that was coming at some point.
We said that. I said that. It makes sense to play Stolars now.
Yeah.
LA.
The question is at that point, like if he doesn't look good tomorrow, now you gotta throw Bob out there back to back. I mean, he would have had a few days off, right? But I get it. So we'll have to see how that works out because you don't want a bad game by a goaltender to be the reason why the win streak ends.
Yeah.
Well,
they were smart to head out to the coast when they did because, like Murray said, that gives them a day to get acclimated with the time change and whatnot. Again, San Jose is a team that's struggling. I know they won 2 in a row. I don't know what they've done on that third game.
They got shut out by Vegas the other night. So
okay, so that's 2 points we should win. That's a game. That's a trap game we could easily lose if, and the big if is not bringing the effort.
Right. I think they will because Stolar is in. Usually teams, get that little boost when the backup goaltender shows up. So I think it's just the 3 games, right?
Yeah. The big challenge for us is going to be LA. Like I said, LA is a solid team. And again, we have a target on our back. We're the Eastern Conference champs. Everybody wants to take us down. Just like everybody wants to take Vegas down.
Right.
So
Tuesday.
And I don't understand. They've done it every year. I don't understand why it's not San Jose, LA, Anaheim, Arizona, and Vegas.
That's a
They should,
long trip, though.
yeah, they should, yeah, but they should just, they eventually got to go back out west and do it all over again.
When are we doing that? I'll find that.
And then you got Colorado, Winnipeg, Vancouver.
Well, we've got
Down,
another one coming up, another late run. The Kraken, Canucks, Oilers, Flames. That's December 12th through the 18th. That's a long trip because it actually starts off December 10th at 1:00 at Columbus. And then it's the Kraken, Canucks, Oilers, and
yeah.
Flames.
Well, yeah, those 4 games, man, they're in close proximity to each other.
Right.
All right, let's just reverse the tapes real quick on the trading and whatnot, because Zadorov asked for a trade. And I'm immediately on Twitter saying, Bill Zito, if you're reading this, make it happen. Then reality hit, and I started thinking that there's no room for him.
That was the video. We were trying to get a hold of Ekblad, but Ekblad's blocked his number. Damn it.
So I don't know, what teams are on his no way I'm going there list, but I could just about guarantee you Calgary is on that list.
The thing with him is that somebody's still just getting a rental. He was always getting traded.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean? Because
at least he'd have his 2 homies there, Johnny Boy and Uyghur. And you don't see Uyghur doing the weather reports out in Calgary.
No, it's probably a little bit different.
Yeah, I was shoveling my driveway today. It's minus 20.
I got a better chance of Ekblad inviting me out on his boat than anybody has in him waiving those no move clause to go out to Calgary. So that
well, again, I don't think we're re-signing him. He's going to be 32?
No, he's actually not that. He's only 27 now.
All right. Well, he played, so 30.
Yeah.
He played when he was 18. So I don't really see us having the money. We're not going to, I'm not going to say waste, but we're not going to spend the money on one guy. Again, the Bob contract. But Bob's earning his keep right now.
Well, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. Now, if we can do this well, and I want everybody to understand, it's early in the morning because you guys want to watch the replay a little bit later. It's early in the morning, okay? I had migraine for 2 days. I'm a little tired. I ain't sleeping, and I'm not really serious with this. However, we've made it without Bennett, Ekblad, and Montour. Now, once we get everybody back, I mean, how are we going to stop Sam Reinhart from getting so many freaking goals? The only way, I mean, can we just put him on LTIR for emotional abuse of the fan base? Because every time he gets a point, the dude is on a 123-point pace, dude.
Who would have thunk it? He didn't score in his first 12 games last year.
So how, if you're Bill Zito and you're talking to his agent, how do you look at his agent and tell you, he's not worth as much as Huberdeau? How do you do that?
Here's Bill Zito after Reinhardt scores 2 goals yesterday. Shit! Just cost me another damn $1 million.
I mean, it's bad, bro. It's good.
It's good,
of all years, of all the times, the dude starts off like lightning. I mean, he's just getting more and more and more expensive. And
yeah, just imagine us winning the cup, and he's the Conn Smythe winner. Listen, it's a good thing to have.
It is
because Reinhardt's on pace to get 40 goals easy this year, but we know
he's on pace for almost 80 goals.
Well,
I mean, if you're going to talk pace, the dude's on pace for 80 goals.
Yeah, but we know there's going to be a period, a slump period where he might go 5, 6, or 7 games without scoring. It's just
sign him then. Sign his contract then.
Anyway, Yeah, I guess the last thing to talk about is Maurice and what he's done. Because if you remember, early last year, you, me, and a whole bunch of people like, oh man, Maurice. Ugh.
Well,
Everybody was pointing out his losing record, blah blah blah.
I'll put it this way: whatever company it is, right? Whatever company it is, you got the boss, and the boss has his system. And if the employees are not implementing the system, it's going to look like ass. And it doesn't always mean it's the boss's fault. We saw that last year. And no matter how crazy we got, every interview, Maurice was like, they'll get it. They'll get it. It's coming. They'll get it. And
Yep.
eventually they got it. And
Yep. When
now,
they went on that 6-game winning streak to get in the
yeah,
playoffs. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
I don't know if Maurice ever had a team with the talent that he's got.
No, not like this.
Maybe the Carolina team, but we got a solid team, man. We really do when you think about it, and the proof of the pudding is, what we did, what we're doing without our two top defensemen. Oh, that's funny. Here's the garbage truck.
Here comes the joke. That was not on purpose. Oh, look.
Monday morning.
It's going to be
Yeah, just keep talking for a couple minutes.
Yeah. So what I'm waiting for more than anything right now is we've got to find out what those numbers are for. All right. I'm muted, you Stu. Okay? Yeah. So we gotta know what those numbers for Forsling and Montour are going to be. Now we've heard Montour might be about 7. So where's Forsling? Because if Forsling is anything over 5, that really puts us in a pickle. And I don't know how anybody like if they're comparing guys, contracts back and forth. I don't know how you tell Forsling he's not worth Uyghur money. I don't know how you tell Reinhardt he's not worth Huberdeau money. And I see what True said. Where was it? Oh yeah, Reinhardt's trying to get paid. He's 100% planning on getting married and having some kids. So, but that might be in our advantage because she might want to have the family down there. You good, Stu? Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Contract year, man. Look at Huberdeau.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm getting back to the Zadorov thing. There's obviously something going on. Like you said, maybe it's the water, but something's going on in that locker room for all of these guys.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it. Goudreau. Kachuk. Giordano left.
Right.
Giordano was the captain. Been with Calgary forever.
Yep.
He probably wanted out and probably told the GM, "I'm not re-signing. Trade me."
Right.
So
and a lot of people thought it was Sutter, but he gone. So I don't know, man.
Now I don't know if anybody out there is following Huberdeau on a game-by-game basis, but I know they played the other night or last night, whatever. I'm curious to see what Huberdeau did in that game, because he's got to turn it around and start earning his $11.5 million salary. So he's gone. He's going.
Let's see. He's still at the same thing. Still, he's 2 goals and 5 assists in 14 games. So he's got 7 points.
There's a lot of pressure on the kid.
Yeah. But look, we talked about it. They tried to make good on that trade because everybody was leaving, and they put him in a position that he was just never going to succeed in. He's not going to be the guy.
Yeah.
So, It is what it is there. But yeah, in terms of Zadorov, I mean, excuse me, he was always getting traded. Now he's kind of made it known that he wants to be traded. So I don't know if that's going to mean um, less teams are interested. And you also got the news out there that Patrick Kane supposedly is now starting to talk to a few teams. Now I haven't heard anything about any interest with the Panthers. I think you're hearing like maybe the Rangers, I think Buffalo, Detroit.
No, Dallas wasn't the Rangers. It was Dallas and obviously somebody else, but not the Rangers, because he would have re-signed with them. And
Well, he had the hip injury, so I mean I think everybody kind of wanted to see how he was going to look when he came back.
we don't need
So
Patrick Kane,
no, we don't need Patrick Kane.
you
No.
know. And again, he's getting up there in age. It's major injury. I'm
Right.
curious to see what he does when he comes back. But yeah, we got, I'm thinking when Montour and Ekblad come back, there's still going to be a money crunch, and unfortunately, I think somebody's going.
No. We're good when they come
Are we
back.
good?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just a matter of how many reserves we can have up. So, I mean, we might have to waive a guy because,
That's what
but
I
but
worry about.
but not. Yeah. I don't think they're going to waive Mohura or Belinskas.
No, it's going to be
I
Riley.
it would be Riley. Yeah. And then you also see, we got that guy, got Jovic, who's supposed to be coming up and playing. Um, it wouldn't surprise me, and this is not a knock on his play. It's just a numbers thing and everything. Um, if you have to try to move somebody to the AHL that's likely to not get claimed, you might see Lorentz get moved, and then he goes down because they like this guy, Godjovic, I think is how you say his
Yeah,
name.
even though he hasn't played a game for us yet.
Well, he's supposed to be
Injured?
more. Well, he was injured, yeah, and so he's been rehabbing, but he's supposed to be a nasty guy, a little bit more punch, so to speak.
Yeah.
So
We need a play like that. And what we really need is we need a guy in between periods and at the end of the game to give Sasha Barkov
yes,
that high five. That's where Chucky could step up and be the guy.
well, I'm sure they've talked about it, and maybe they've just decided not to do it. You know what I mean? Because what Barkov said was that one time he did it, the first time we won the game, he said we just wanted to do it as a show of Gudis that we miss him, but um, Barkov said maybe we had to do something, but he would want it to be something new.
Yeah,
He
they'll
wouldn't
do
want
it. They'll do it in Anaheim.
yeah. I don't think Gudis would be celebrating 2 points
Yeah.
there, but maybe.
So let's talk about that real quick,
Right.
because obviously Reinhardt is the beneficiary of. Well, forget about Barkov. That's a given. But this kid Rodriguez,
Yeah.
who might not be scoring, but he's definitely contributing, and the chemistry. Let's put it this way: they added another ingredient.
Right.
There was always an ingredient missing the 5 times before that they put Reinhardt and
Yeah.
Barkov together, and it didn't click.
Right.
So something's working now that didn't work before, and that's Rodriguez, who
Yeah.
also missed a gimme last night. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um.
I didn't watch the NHL Network. I think it was blocked out here, and obviously we had Goldie, who, like you said, they were talking about Bedard too much, and
Yeah. Yeah.
what would have happened if he had scored another goal at the end of the game to
Yeah.
take us into overtime, and then he scores the overtime winner. He gets 4 goals. I don't think they'd be, singing his praises so much.
Yeah. I'm not. I mean, respect to the other guys is one thing, but
On and on and on.
yeah, but he kind of irked me pregame when he was like, "We're we're getting a treat tonight to see Connor Bedard. I'm like, bro, come on, what do you? This ain't a treat for us.
Yeah.
It's not a,
Well, they did that right after the game was over. I flipped over to the NHL Network to see what
yeah,
they were going to say.
yeah,
And instead of talking about the Panthers 4 in a row
right.
without Ekblad and Montour, how good they are, Sam Bennett coming back. Oh, man, it was all about
Yep.
Chicago and this kid and, staying close. I don't know how many games we've won by 1 goal, but it's a majority. And that's the playoff style system that Maurice wanted to instill in these guys. And I like the fact that we're not as physical, even though we are physical. We're not like taking those monster hits where, wear and tear on the body is going to show up at the end of the season like it did last year. So,
yeah, totally different. So,
anyway.
all right, any last words?
No, we got to just take, San Jose down.
Yep.
And then we got a battle Thursday night.
Right.
I guess I'm getting Hulu again.
Yeah, tomorrow night is ESPN Plus Hulu. So if you're not signed up and everything like that, just go ahead and make sure if you want to watch the game, you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
It's either that or you're gonna have to pirate something.
So anyway, you know what? Let's say F you to the doubters, the trolls, whatever you want to call these people. We're gonna get to 10,000.
Yeah,
it's a matter of time. So let's
when
get
it happens. It happens.
So that means hitting the subscribe button.
Yeah.
That only takes a second. Hitting the like button if you like the videos. And the notification button is optional. I have it. I know when the stream is about to start. How many people did you have on the stream last night?
Oh, we're getting like 50, 60 at a time now, so it's like double last year. So we're doing really good. The numbers are good.
All right, good. So
yeah.
Thanks to everybody again. I usually don't go on the stream. I'm busy doing my pregame rituals and stuff, and I kind of been staying off post game. And I have not majority of the games. I have not watched the recaps because I want to keep this fresh.
Right.
My perspective and not be a parrot of what you're saying, even though most of the things we agree on.
Oh, somebody said Dylan says they showed someone in the stadium on the jumbotron with one of my flags with the broken stick flag. That's awesome, Dylan. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, you've been wearing it like a cape. Yeah, I've seen that a couple of times. When I say, I'm like, that's my flag.
Yeah, I would love our third jersey to be, an inaugural, logo, the broken stick.
Yeah, eventually, maybe after they win a cup, they'll.
Yeah. So anyway, we got to watch number 10 tomorrow.
Yeah,
he's going to look to stick it to us.
Yeah,
so
no joke there. No joke
we got to shut him down, but same formula. Got to come out ready to play.
Yep.
Hopefully, pop in a couple of goals. Stolars needs a lot of goals.
Yeah, we need a good performance from Stolars tomorrow. Has to happen. All right, everybody.
I'm done.
Yep. Appreciate all the support. I'll see you guys all later for the members live stream tomorrow. Live members, the podcast, and then Kyle and I are going to torture ourselves by doing the football game tonight over on the football channel. So we'll see some of you guys there. All right. Appreciate all the support. We'll see you again later.